Hey guys, so I thought that it'd be best to create a video to walk you through the planning sheet that you're going to be completing this week. Um, it will be posted on your Schmore newsletter, so be sure to click on that link and go to this page. But essentially, guys, what we're doing with this research paper is we're taking an issue and a mental health disorder, and we're thinking about how they correlate, maybe perhaps a cause and effect. Is the issue the cause of the disorder, or is the disorder the cause of the social issue? So you have to decide like which way do you want this to kind of unfold in the end. But you can't just do that off the top of your dome. You actually have to like walk through some steps and do some planning and figure out things before you move forward in research. And everybody knows, well, not everyone, but people know that it's best to first formulate questions and ideas by creating like circle maps, bubble maps, and so forth to kind of give you an idea of where you're going. But here we have the objective for the assignment. It says this essay is designed to challenge the writer and his or her audience to form awareness around various social issues and the impact they have on mental health. Awareness is not enough. So the writer has to be posed with the job of devising a plan and providing tools to offset and combat mental instability by helping the public to balance their mental wealth, okay? Or in this case, health. All right. Um, um, a couple of research pointers here and ideas is that maybe some of the ways that you want to go about doing this is, take looking at mental illness as a social issue, right? Or how does mental illness, how can it be defined? Um, Analyze the shift in ideas about mental disease over the years. Maybe you want to take the approach of a study of the origins of mental diseases and how they impact social issues today. Okay. Maybe you want to look at the mental illness and its different forms and how it impacts issues today. Or the perception of mental illness and how it affects mental health today. So all these are great pointers. Not saying that they're components, I mean, not saying that they're actual like points that you could use in your research, but I put a disclosure down here that says that these are just components and schools of thought, not to be taken holistically, meaning like your whole paper can't be about this. You have to like think about like, do I want this to be part of it? And I also want this to be part of it. So you could potentially pick like two of these or three of these to be your points of interest in your research. But just know that this isn't holistically. They should be looked at individually. All right. Um, the next section, what you're going to do is you're going to list 5 simple social issues that maybe perhaps that you're close to, some things that are out there that you're interested in. Okay. You're going to list them. Then you're going to list 5 questions you have about the top 2 of the above. So let's just say I picked 2 and 3. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take 2 and 3 and I'm going to ask questions about them. All right. So questions meaning like how, what, when, where, why. You could even say did, should, could, um, would. Okay. So you're going to ask as many questions as you can. Well, in this case, 5 questions for the first, and then 5 questions for the second. And that page continues on to the next. All right. Once you're done with that, you're going to answer those research questions. So what you're going to do is you're going to use Google to get some initial information. And what I would do is, if I were you, I would probably cite the source, meaning like just take the URL and then paste it where the question is. That way you can go back and forth and get the answers that you need. Okay, so you're going to get answers to the questions above, and then you're going to move forward. Okay, then you're going to choose 3 mental health disorders from the DSM-5 mental health disorder PDF. Here's the link right here. So once you click on that, it will open up the source, and then you can choose from the disorder list. You would have to probably scroll down a couple pages. As you can see, once it loads here, you'll see that it's a huge PDF file. I think it's down to like 5 or 6 pages before you actually get to the disorders, right? So it's 970 pages. But if you scroll down a little bit, it will tell you what disorder is on what page. So like bipolar related disorders, depressive disorders, anxiety disorders. So it does have an actual table of contents that will help you navigate the source itself. All right. So going right back to our sheet here, you're going to pick 3 disorders, list them there, and then you're going to list questions that you have about those disorders, right? Remember that questions usually stem around items that are on the see it chart, meaning like, how does money impact this? How does the environment or education impact this? How does someone's socioeconomic status impact this? How about someone's history as far as like how where they come from, their ethics, their how they use technology or how technology is being used? I think you get the point, right? So once again, coming up with great questions is going to lead to awesome research altogether. All right, so once you do that, you're going to come up with like it says list 5 questions for the top 2. So that will be 1, right? And then scroll down and you'll see 2. Excellent. All right. Answers to your research questions. This is where you're going to come up with that, and you're going to use Google to find the answers initially as well. We're going to get down to the library database later on, but right now we're just using Google as a source for information. Not saying that you can use this in your research. This is just to stimulate thought, get you in the right place, get you in the right mindset so that you can move forward. All right, once you finish that, you're going to choose 1 issue and 1 disorder to move forward with. This is where we're starting to narrow our scope. All right, then you're going to create a T-chart. What I've done here is I've already created the T-chart for you. What you're going to do is you're going to say the questions that I had for my issue, and then the questions that I have for my disorder. Then I'm going to write down the answers that I had for my issue, and the answers I had for my disorder. What I want you to do is I want you to find the commonalities, and what those commonalities are going to do is it's going to help us form claims, right? It's going to help us formulate claims. Then you're going to write your claims right here. And I even put a disclosure here that a claim is a reason why you have the position on the issue. But factor in that the mental disorder is what you're saying is the cause or the result of the issue. Excellent. Then come down here and you're going to explore your claims a little bit more. You're just going to copy and paste your claims here. And then you're going to answer all the questions that go around that claim. Then you're going to put your claim number 2 here. And you're going to answer all the questions that go around that claim and so forth. All right. Then the last section that I think I want you guys to do this week is going to be the see it chart. You're going to take your claim number 1 and you're going to develop it. Okay, develop as much as you can. Not saying that you have to fill out every section, but the more you plan and think about, it's going to help you dig a little bit deeper into your claim and look at its potential impact. So you're going to do claim 1, claim 2, claim 3, and then claim 4. And then that's where you're going to stop this week. All right, guys, hope this video helped.